Hey guys, 1 o'clock, I just woke up. I gotta make this dream I just had. It's really important. Okay, I ain't gonna say nothing, I'm just gonna start the fucking dream. Alright? At least do it as best I can. And I got half an hour to do it. So, I'm in Chatham back when I was a kid. I'm a little kid. Where I grew up. Got a house and a garage. Typical normal thing stuff. One day, my sister, I think it's my sister, she comes out. She runs in the house, she goes, Rich, Muffin caught something in the backyard. Caught something like an animal. I'm thinking animal or something. So, the light is killing me. So I run out there, and I'm looking at Muffin, and she's got this something, and she picks it up, and she's dragging it along the neighbor's garage in the backyard. And so I run over there, and it's a baby. And I'm like, oh, it's a baby. And I'm like, oh no, oh my dog just killed a baby, right? And it's in the blanket, and everything's all tucked in there, nice and cool, and it was okay. And my dog was Muffin. My dog, Muffin. I had two dogs, well, three. But I personally had Coco was the main dog. Muffin was the other dog, smaller dog. The dog in the dream was Muffin. This is 40 years ago. Alright? The setting of this dream. So, I get the baby, I pick it up, and it's got some blood on it. It's got blood on its ear, and it's got some blood here. But I don't think the dog did it, because the dog was carrying it from, wrapped in a little blanket from here. And was moving it. So I think she was taking care of it, but she didn't really know what to do about it. So, the dog, Muffin. Give me a minute. I'm still waking up. I gotta get this up before I fucking forget it all. So, I pick up the baby, and I run back in the house with it. And I'm like, what do we do? And I go, okay, we gotta take it to the hospital. So, I want to get in the car, my dad's car in the garage, and drive it. And that's what we do. We're getting the station wagon. My mom's driving. And somehow we're halfway to the hospital. And as my mom's driving, she gets backed up into traffic and she can't get out. She don't know how to get out. That's a three-way turn thing, backwards. Or not. You're back up three different ways. She can't do that. So I'm like, move over, I'll do it. So I get in the seat and I do the backup thing. And we start driving, but then I wake up. Oh no, then the dream switches. I didn't wake up. The dream switches. I'm in the backyard. In the back. Further back, it's like the backyard, but it's just grass. Then the railroad track. And then I'm back there, we're playing, and it's evening. And that's when I usually saw all the UFOs in the evening, like twilight evening. And I ran up close to the garage and I looked up in the sky. And I seen the moon. And the moon had 3 stars underneath of it, but they were fat. So the moon was like a planet, and there was 3 stars underneath. And on the moon there was one big crater, lower right hand side. And inside the crater was a white dot, like a bullseye. And I'm looking at the moon, and all of a sudden it starts moving real fast. And it moved, looking up, it moved around the sky in a circle like that. Through the trees, through the tree branches, across over the backyard. Oh, it disappeared behind the garage, came out again to where the trees. It did that 4 times. And as it did, I'm falling, I'm spinning around on the ground. I'm trying to follow it with my eyes, but I couldn't too bad. So I just stood in one position, sort of looked at it, going this way, and then coming back this way. And I noticed the 3 stars changed. So my fingertips are the 3 stars. So the 3 stars would change like that, each rotation. Okay? Something like that. Just a little bit. And as it came in front, overhead, the stars on the bottom would change. And I noticed at the beginning there was no crater. But by the time it went all around 4 times over my head, the last time it came, there was 3 stars, a crater, and a white thing in the middle. By the time it was done, on the 4th time it went around. Okay? I hope I explained that right. Then the dream went into this again. We got the baby and I gotta get it to the hospital. Muffin finds the baby and she's gotta get it to the hospital. I don't know what that means yet. When we get in the car, the same thing happens. Then it switches. We never did make it to the hospital. Then it switches. Part 3. I'm outside and Muffin finds something else out there. And it looked like a squirrel or something. She had a dead squirrel. So I go out there and look. And she's got a live squirrel, but she's just picking it up and moving it like it's a baby squirrel or something. And I don't understand it. I'm like, Muff, don't. And I go there to drop it, but I can't. And I'm out there playing with the dog. The squirrel's gone. I don't know what happened. It was a black and white squirrel. It looked more like a skunk, but I thought it was a squirrel. And all of a sudden we get this weird feeling. Me and my sister. And I don't understand the feeling. But I have to go into the garage. So I go into the side door of the garage. And as I'm going into the side door of the garage, I'm feeling really weird and I'm feeling scared and I'm feeling like I'm being stared at from the sky. And I'm really scared, like life's gonna end. All of a sudden, this UFO comes out of the sky, but it's made out of steel lines. It's a disc, but it's vertical, and it's made out of lines. Broken, like they're lines, but there's a line, no line, line, no line, line, and it's made like that. And we watch it, we're like, oh, as we're going in, and it comes in and it parks where my dad parks the car, in the garage. The UFO does. We go in there and we're looking at it, and as we walk up, right across from it, the garage has 2 car parks inside. So you can park the car here, and over here, you can walk around and do shit. Okay? Well, the UFO's parked there. Me and my sister are in the fucking garage. And we're looking at this thing, and all of a sudden it goes, and it looks like a big eye. It has all the lines going around, making the shape of a disc, and in the middle it has a big eye made out of lines. And it looks like a big eye from the side. And it's hitting us with its energy. It's going, and every time it hits us with this energy, I fucking feel panic stricken. We're gonna die. And then we run over to the wood stove, which is near the center. We went over to the center, and we just stood there beside the UFO, and it wasn't bashing us. And then we turned and we started walking towards where we were when we came in the door, and it started going, and you can see these invisible waves through the air. That's what it looked like, invisible waves coming at us through the air. And You know, like the heat on the road when you're driving down a long road and you can see the heat coming off and everything looks distorted but clear, but there's nothing there, but it looks like heat coming off the road and it's clear. Well, that's what it looked like, but it was like waves, like radio waves. Like radio waves, yeah, like radio waves. And so it was hitting us. My heart's so scared. I'm freaking out, and we leave. As soon as we walk through the door, we turn, and the UFO flies out the garage, and flies away in the sky. And we turned and started playing again like nothing happened. Then, as we were playing, I started feeling that again. We're playing in the backyard, and I started feeling that we're zapped you, and I'm feeling afraid, like the eye's coming. But it's a UFO. And we turn, and we look up, and we see the moon rotating again 4 times, like the first time I described it. And by the time the moon had a crater in it, a great big giant crater with a dot in the middle, a little white dot. I don't know what that was. And the stars underneath the moon would change position, but they go back. Didn't know that. Don't know what it means. So then we find me and my sister. The dream shifted. My sister comes screaming, or I run out in the backyard and I see Muffin picking up something. So I run out there and get it, and it's a baby. So I pick it up in my arms. We run in the house, and we got to take it to the hospital. I don't know if we made it out. I woke up at this time. I woke up and I told Jesus, the kids, Julie and Elizabeth were listening. And this is in spirit world now. So it was Tina, Julie, Elizabeth, the priestess, and Jesus Christ was there. And I'm telling them, this dream, I just told you. But they got it, and I got it. They didn't get this part, I got this part. She goes, you get it, right? She goes, Tina's like, holy fuck. You get it, right? I go, what? And she goes, as soon as she said, the baby. And I go, yeah, the baby's you. And I'm like, holy fuck. She goes, yeah, the baby's you. And I go, why Muffin? Because it wasn't Muffin back then, it was Coco. Muffin wasn't even alive at that point in my life. In my UFO stuff, when I was a kid on the earth, in this lifetime, back 30 years ago, living in that house, I had Coco, not Muffin, but Muffin. And she goes, don't you remember? You just gave Muffin to the priestess. And I'm like, holy shit. And this is what happened. I had a dream where I'm in St. Lucia and I'm running around the streets. I think it was St. Lucia. Somewhere it has a river, a creek. And I was running and it was in a park on a sunny day. Lots of girls with bikinis. And I'm running around with my camera taking pictures of birds, looking for some good bikinis. And Muffin is with me. She stays with me all through the park. I wake up, we're talking, I go, yeah, I thought I dreamed Muffin. And then one of my kids said, well, grab her, bring her here. So I'm still there, I'm still in this place. So I pick up Muffin, bring her in, she's kissing me and hugging me and shaking like she was young. And there's Muffin, it was my dog, 30 years ago. I pick her up and I give her to Tina or Jesus. And they go, and all the kids want to keep it, but Tina don't want to because it screws up my life. Here, the whole thing about it. But Muffin, they gave Muffin to the priestess to take care of, and they have to go get a check for bugs, a thorough parasites and shit. Then it's allowed in St. Lucia. So that's where Muffin's at. And I was going to make a video about that, but I didn't. But I guess I'm doing it here because it relates to the UFO dream I just had. Now, she goes, you going to the hospital, and you and I'm like, wow. And that's the ETs try and talk to them. That's how they talk to you. Because the ETs, in reality, my reality, physical reality, I see the UFO. I'd be afraid at night. Check my last videos. I'd be afraid. And I'd get so afraid I'd pass out and I'd wake up with the ET in my face. But the ET was always in spirit, talking to my spirit. They can't come out of the UFO in the physical because they'll die. They can't live in this environment. This environment is toxic to them, so they don't come out. And they do it spiritually. I mean, maybe they can put a fucking suit on, but they don't. So, well, there you go. I don't know why not, but that's what happens. Probably because they're getting killed by the fucking military in 10 seconds. But anyway. I doubt that. And I know they won't. But anyway. My race. Then I go, what about the part with the moon and it's going around in a circle of the sky, and all of a sudden, I never did get it. They didn't get it. Jesus didn't get it. And I described it, just like I described it here. And then I sit down, I'm making this coffee, which I need right now. I'm making the coffee, I'm sitting down thinking, what the hell? And I go, okay, that's Orion's belt. So Orion, what's Orion do? So that's the moon of the one of the moons of the 3 stars of Orion's belt. In my past visions, I came from the center star in Orion's belt. Watch my past video. I came from the center star of Orion's belt. But this time it had a moon in it, and the moon changed over the 4 cycles. The 4 cycles over my head, and it was really fast. The planets shifted back and forth, wobbled back and forth, and I'm like, when you look up, you see Orion and Orion's belt. When you look up, in the dream, when you look up, you see Orion's belt, and the moon was with Orion, because it was the 3 stars and the moon the whole time. That was the moon of Orion. Now, if we lived on the moon, or, yeah, well, probably the moon, the planet. But we had to go, and that's how I got to Earth over 100,000 years ago. We had to go because that star expanded and killed the moon, so we had to leave. The whole fucking city gone. The whole system, solar system was gone. So we had to leave. We had nowhere to go. We were going to go extinct. So we got in a spaceship. They dropped me off here more or less, and that's it. Go watch the past videos how I got here. But this video happened last night, just 15 minutes ago, and here I am telling you. So I'm thinking, oh, what the fuck is that? What is the 3 stars? And I'm thinking, I got it, Jesus, I got it. I told Jesus. And I go, hey, I got it. What you going? He goes, what? And he goes, it's the rotation of the galaxy. Milky Way galaxy. And he's like, holy fuck, you got it, brother. And he goes, that makes complete sense. Because at the beginning of the rotation, there was no crater on the moon. And the stars were in a different position. The stars were in a different position. But they wobble. And they come, and they were, when it got done, they were in that alignment. But we always see them in now. And then it was switched to the UFO coming down in the garage and blasting me, which is a different story. So it was my home there, what happened on my home there, and what happened on my home on this earth, on this incarnation. From a perspective, from both perspectives, from an outside spiritual perspective looking at me, and plus me being in the dream. Both. Then I thought, I gotta check out the rotation, how long it takes for one rotation, because there was like about four rotations, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. So there were about 4 or 5 rotations of the moon above my head in the dream, and the Orion's belt fluctuating back and forth. And then at the beginning, there was no crater on that moon. And then by the time it was done, there was a huge crater on the moon, like half the fucking moon. Not half, but you know what I mean. Check this out. I googled how long does one rotation of the Milky Way galaxy take. Check Remember, in my dream, it was four and a half rotations. Look at that bit, people. Look at that. So, does that mean by the time that system was formed, from the time that system was formed, we evolved on that planet into a species before it was destroyed by the crater on the moon, destroyed the rest of the system? I don't know. Maybe we had a big war. Our race and another race fought a third race. We killed them to extinction. I made videos about it. I still got dreams about it coming. So, what's that? 9 million years from the time that system was created. It was 9 million years. No, not 950 million years. Until it died and we left. And I came to Earth. Wow. Wow. That's what the dream said. But if I missed anything, I'm going to go back and check. Awesome. 250, 450, that's 8, 9. Yeah, well, I gotta add that up. That's a long time. Anyway, I can't add worth shit. My math is 0 at 53. And it wasn't any good at grade 9 either. So there you go. I had to make this video, get it out, because I filmed the UFOs. I did the CE5 with the ET. I got my whole life is documented on this fucking YouTube. And BitChute. I'm putting it all on BitChute also. Just to make a record after I'm dead. I'm not saying I'm dying or anything, but I like to keep a record. I like someone to write a book, but can't do that either. I tried 4 times to write a book. I ain't doing it again. I make videos now. Anyway, that was one of the questions people asked me. Would you write a book? I'm like, I would. I did 4 times. I ain't doing it again. So this is another piece of the puzzle. And in the dream, that was a dream from my sparks, my inner light. Now, back in reality, I'm fighting again with Loogie Man. I went and talked to my inner light in like a prayer, daydream. I'm like, give me help. Take care of this for me. I don't know what to do. That's why I asked my seeds. My seeds, I ended up, before I went to bed, on the computer here watching stuff, my seeds hooked up to Loogie Man and told him, you tell Jesus Christ everything, or I'm putting you back. I'm taking you away and you're never coming back. That's what my seed said. He freaked out and he's confessing everything to Jesus Christ because he murdered 4 people, 4 kids with 4 people. But he revealed it to Christ. And now I guess he went and told Christ. And the Loogie Man is gone. That's what your seeds can do when you're in a jam. When your back's up against the wall and you're surrounded by lions. Your seeds take care of the lion. And you don't even know how she does it. But she does it. And that is the secret I got. And nobody likes it. The Loogie Man wants my fucking seeds. He wants my secrets. And I don't have seeds. I just ask Mom for help. Mom is the seeds. The seeds are the creator. My connection to the creator. You do good things, you get seeds. You do bad things, she takes away your seeds. Like you go murder somebody, she takes away your seeds. You save somebody, self-sacrifice, do good things, and you get a seed. So I had last count 14. Now I might have 16. I don't know. No one's checked yet. Got 4 minutes left. And yesterday, if it's real, I gotta confirm with Christ. He's gonna check it out, Jesus Christ, that I got Muffin. I went in a dream and picked up Muffin from the spirit world. And I already know where Coco is, because I always dreamt of Coco. And that's another story. I'll tell it now. I had a dream where I was in these people's house, in my house, back the same fucking house where I had the UFO experiences. I'm at that house, and this dog comes with me. It's not any dog I know. And he jumps on my lap, curls up, falls asleep, and we just fall asleep on the couch. And I woke up from that, and I'm crying because it feels like Coco, because I love Coco. I mean, she loved me. We were like buds. She took care of me when I was a little kid. We're buddies, and I'm petting her, and all of a sudden, Bones, he was the crazy taking care of me at the time. He went down there, got the dog, and said, "Yep, that's your dog, Coco." And I'm like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yep." And he goes, "When she passes, we'll get her and we'll bring her here, and you can be with her again." And she's about to pass. She lives somewhere right now, I can't remember where. Somewhere out west in America. With these people. The people have 2 kids, 2 or 3 kids, just like we had. She's with them, but she's really old, and we're going to put her to sleep soon. But when that happens, Bones is going to get her, bring her here, and she can be with me. And she comes to me in my dreams all the time. Now Muffin, I can never find Muffin. I never dreamt about Muffin. But Muffin came, my other dog, in a dream yesterday. I was with Muffin at the beach with all the girls and kids, and I had a camera and I was looking for birds. So these pictures of him. Muffin was running on playing beside me. I woke up, so I was dreaming Muffin. Tina and the kids go, "Why don't you grab her and bring her here? Maybe it's Muffin for real." So I go, "Really? Maybe could it be? Could it be?" I did, and we turned. They're checking right now. She's in a building getting dewormed, or no, parasites taken out of her ethereal skins in the spirit world. Now I got both my dogs coming back to me. When I die in this life, I go to Tina, my kids, and my dogs. And my bass guitars, I got like 20. I got millions of bucks in the bank. I'm all set up, man. It's gonna be fucking great. And I got a whole zombie room to go target shooting. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video about my zombie rooms, and it's gonna be great. I'm gonna have to explain. It's gonna be real long, maybe 3 parts. But I'm gonna explain how I created it, what happened, things that happened. I'm gonna show you pictures from Google of the buildings I created, how they all interwork with what I created. Okay, 50 seconds. So guys, this is gonna be awesome. And that was my dream of E.T. And it was explaining my life from a different perspective, I guess. There's probably more to it, but I ain't been up for half an hour, so I need some more time to digest it. Maybe I'll get some more dreams. Okay, talk to you later, guys.